The Godfather of Harlem, Episode 8, How I Got Over. There's a sequence of Bumpy Johnson in a coffin because, he got shot in the last episode. And Marcus saying goodbye to him. Malcolm is saying goodbye to him, saying that he thought that he'll be the first to actually die before him. He said that he was sorry he couldn't save him. And Gigante hovering over his body and chastising him. Then he wakes up out of the dream. It's a dream sequence. So one of the mob bosses telling Bumpy that Gigante and Banana are at war, and they telling Bumpy the fans want him to stand down. Bumpy said, "This guy tried to kill me in front of my family." Ernie and Gigante are talking about the war. Ernie steps out for some reason, disappears. Gigante tells one of his guys to get his car. As he get ready to crank the car, it explodes. Gigante doesn't understand that he had 20 guys out there and doesn't know how this person put a bomb on his car. And asks where Ernie is. Nobody knows where Ernie was. Bumpy is getting out the hospital. He sees Margaret there. Margaret is saying that she's so happy to have some kind of relationship with her big sister, not knowing that her big sister is really her mother. And Bumpy's telling Mamie how long we're gonna keep the charade on about this. And he said, well, until Mark is old enough to know. And Bumpy apologized to Mamie for putting her in danger and said this would never ever happen again. Malcolm X is talking to Adam Clayton Powell as they get ready to drive to the Dr. King March on Washington. And Malcolm and Adam are going back and forth about violent versus nonviolent actions in the movement. Stella's talking to her mother about Banano's son and different things, and she's telling Stella that she needs to come home and leave Teddy Green alone and be closer to her father. And she says that she has no home to go to. She leaves. Bumpy's coming home. Mark is trying to hug him and greet him, and he's still sore from the gunshot wounds. Elise was there, her real mother. Said that she was reading her Stuart Little because he made a joke. Said, did you give her the Quran? He said, no, I'm reading her Stuart Little. Bumpy soldiers are there. They want to talk to him. Mamie wants him to rest and talk to them later. He says, no, we can talk in the other room. And Bumpy said they talk in the other room and they talk about the activities going on in the streets between Banano and Gigante. And he said that you planned everything just like you said, but he said, I'm except for the part of me getting shot. And he tells the soldiers that he rented out a building which in clear view sight so that he can have a shooter there to assassinate Chin Gigante. And they'll think that Banano's the one that did it. And basically he can wipe everybody off and he'll be the last person standing that's how he has it in his plan thought out. That they plan that they're gonna have to dress like some workman clothes, and they're gonna be in this building, and then when he's in line sight, about to be line sight, that they can call Bumpy, and to make sure that they have a clear shot to do the shooting. And his soldiers told him, Bumpy, if the families find out you did this, you're gonna have a very ugly death. Bumpy doesn't seem fazed by it. Gigante is trying to figure out who put the bomb under his car. Ernie brings this guy and said that he chased him. He's the guy that put the bomb on his car. And he's supposed to be a soldier to Banano. And Basically, they get his wallet and they find out who he is, and he said that he's gonna kill his whole family. And then this guy's talking back. He's beating up, real bloody looking. He's talking back, saying that you mad because basically your daughter was messing with this black guy Teddy Green, and talk about all the murders that this guy has done, and all his boys hearing this stuff. Bumpy has a guest in his living room as his soldiers get ready to leave. It's an attorney and his wife, and the wife asks Elise, "You joined the Muslims?" He said, "The Nation of Islam, ma'am." And they make you wear this outfit? He said, "This is a privilege to wear." And Mark said, "It's a hijab." And Mark said, "When I get old, maybe I get one too." Bubby said, "Let's watch the march." Gigante beats up the guy, that did the bombing. And he's going back and forth talking to him. And Ernie pulls the gun and shoots him and kills him. Ernie said, "Disrespect is your house." And Banana, you know, basically he tells him to Ernie that he will never forget this day, what he done for him. Bumpy is upset, and mainly about these bougie people in his house. And the guy's attorney, and he said, "This, I don't want this guy associated with my business." And she demands to him that he needs to have a will in place just in case something happens to him, that the family will be protected. Stella goes to Teddy. She wants to split town and go to California. He wants to do this recording with this record his producer. The mother invites them in to have dinner. Malcolm and Adam Clayton Powell are going to the hotel. They speak to Nazi leader, something Norman Rockwell, for the Nazi party. And he said that him and Malcolm have similar views, points. Gigante is talking to this Roman Catholic priest who's the only person that he told about all of these, he confessed to all these murders that he did. And he's asking this guy, did he go and tell anybody this? And he said, "How would you insult me as a priest? I take a code of oath to the Roman Catholic Church." They go back and forth. He gets up and leaves. The attorney is talking to Bumpy about the assets that Bumpy has, and he wants to know who he's going to leave in place. And he said he wants Mamie to be in charge, and he wants a trust put in his granddaughter's name and his daughter. And he tells the truth that the two girls, one is their mother really, and one is the daughter. And he's telling a lie. He's been telling a lie. And the lawyer said that Elise can contest the custody of the guardianship. He said he's going to try to talk to her about it. Malcolm is watching the march in the hotel room on TV, and he's not feeling the march, and not feeling Adam Clayton Powell's antics with him drinking and smoking cigarettes. And they see Mahalia Jackson singing, and then they get ready to go to the march. Elise is making prayers, and Bumpy said, "I don't want to disturb you," when she got up from her prayers. And he wants to know, will she contest the guardianship if they try to adopt Margaret as their daughter. And she said that she would not give up guardianship of her daughter for him or anybody or any money. She can't do that. At the same time, Margaret comes in and says, "Daddy, a man wants to talk to you on the phone." And the guy on the phone is Banano. Banano's telling Bumpy to not touch Chin Gigante, to leave him alone. The family said that they want him to be left alone. That if he does this, they're gonna assume that he's the one that did it. And they're going back and forth. And at the same time this is going on, his daughter is listening to the conversation. And he said, let's hope that your family stays alive." And he hangs up, and Bumpy's mad, and the daughter is stunned by what she heard on the phone. She's upset. Bumpy's soldiers are in place to get the assassination against Chin Gigante, and they have a phone inside the building, so they're going to call him to find out when they can do the shot. One guy's getting the weapon ready as the other one is telling him to hurry up. He's the shooter. Teddy and Stella talking to Teddy's mom. They talking about the situation about them going to California. The mother scolding Stella that she's going to endanger the life of Teddy with their relationship. Stella is telling Teddy that she wants to split. Teddy said he's not scared of their relationship. And she said that she doesn't want Teddy to get killed and she wants to break it off with him. She's going back to her father. Bumpy tells Mamie that the guardianship is not going to work out because Elise is contesting it. And we're going to try to make this thing work. They're watching the march. Gigante beats up the record producer, the guy that's supposed to be producing Teddy's album. He owns a record store. And he wants to know the question why he lied and said something about Banana was the one that did something when it wasn't actually true. And he said that he's no snitch. So they got him hooked up to a car battery and they torture him doing electrolysis on him. Elise comforts Margaret. She's upset because she heard the conversation that Bumpy had with the mob guy. And she said, I don't know why she's upset. I just, know. He told her at least to go down and watch the march. He go talk to his granddaughter and find out what's wrong. And she said she overheard his conversation about what he said to the mob guy, and the mob guy saying, and she said, is anybody gonna harm me or kill me? He said, nobody's gonna hurt you, baby. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you. Everything's gonna be okay. The soldiers are in place. They call Bumpy to get ready to do the shot against Chin Gigante. And for some reason, Bumpy decides that he's not going to do it and tell him to stand down. Because they see Stella was hugging her father. He's looking at his daughter and his granddaughter and his wife watching the march, and they hear what's going on with Dr. King. And he decides that it's not a good idea to do this. And his soldiers are like questioning, why would he tell us to not do it? Adam Powell is back in the hotel, and the Nazi guy and them have some exchange of words. And Adam Powell punches the Nazi guy, and and Malcolm said, "How do you feel taking a stand?" He said, "It feels really good." I'm saying it in a nicer way because he used some colorful metaphors that I can't say on YouTube because of language. Bumpy goes to the funeral of the record producer guy. Said that he's sorry that he couldn't protect him, and it goes off. And this is the episode 8, How I Got Over. If you like my videos, y'all, please hit that like icon and subscribe to Mujahid72 on YouTube. As always, everybody take care. Peace. I'm out.